Now it's time for the predictions for Week 5. Now I'm sorry we let you down last week. We were striving for perfection once again, and we failed. We were 5-1 in our predictions last week, bringing us to an overall record of 5-7. Here at the WCW Fantasy Report, we have no choice but to try even less hard. Here we go. Bandits versus America. The newly acquired Jay Cutler and the dynamic duo of Moss and Johnson helped carry the Bandits to victory last week, while America relied on a huge 30-point 49ers defensive performance in their win. Prediction? Buys and injuries catch up to America and allow another thievery-based team to steal a win from the Americans. Crabs versus UIW and Frame. Zach's team, whatever their name is off to a scorching start and will be facing a Crab team that is hoping to finally turn things around after another week of getting hosed. Prediction? Zach's team may have a goofy name, but he means business, boasting the number 1 tight end, wide receiver, and running back. Almost guarantees that Zach will ensure that the Crabs will remain crippled for at least one more week. Shakers versus Zombies. Both of these teams are coming off big losses and are looking for an even bigger win. The Shankers have struggled to score well all year, thanks in part to key injuries to their team, while the Zombies have ridden a fantasy point roller coaster. Prediction? AP has been mortal the last 2 weeks, but he should return to dominance this week and help the Zombies feast on some Shanker brains. Phoenix Foundation versus Horsemen. The brothers battle again as the scorching hot Phoenix Foundation will try to keep rising while the Horsemen are coming off back-to-back losses. Prediction? The injury bug appears to have been cured for Ricardo, while it has just begun to hit Oscar's squad full force. A healthy running back core, a home run wide receiver duo, and a sexy Tom Brady at the helm should be more than enough to ensure a Phoenix Foundation victory in the lock of the week. Jesuits versus Crooks. The Crooks have been strong all year, winning against all odds. Meanwhile, the Jesuits have struggled with underperforming players and a tough schedule. Prediction? The Crooks pulled some Antonio Gates shenanigans last week to steal a win, but this week, I think the magic whore juice wears off, and GS's players finally do as well as they should. In the shootout of the week, the Holy Rollers will make the Crooks see the light. Cranes versus Sad Much. The Cranes have been taking no prisoners as they improved to 3-1, while Bob's Bears offense let him down in a tough loss. Prediction? The Cranes continue to impress with their overall solid play, and the Bears are on a bye this week, so I'm not sure what Bob's going to do. But I think the old good Steve Smith will remember that he used to be the good Steve Smith and will help lead the way to a Cranes W. Now it's time for the Silly Like a Clown projections of the week. Now we all see the projections that ESPN provides. Some of us trust them while others glaze over them and giggle. But there is no doubt that they can influence an owner either way. This is, in my opinion, the silliest projections for Week 5. Tom Brady is projected for 7 points. Did you not see the video proving how awesome the sexy one is? So I'm supposed to believe that the Denver Broncos are so dominant a defense that they will shut down Tom Brady and the entire Patriot defense. Wes Welker and Randy Moss are also projected low. I'm not saying that the Broncos are a bad defense, but I find it hard to believe that they can hold his sexiness to no touchdowns. 2 touchdowns, 250 yards, maybe. Let's just double the projection to 7 Add 2 more points representing his 2 great receivers, and 16 points sounds a little less silly. Brandon Stokely projected for 10. Really? He's been hurt. He's done nothing besides his miracle catch in week 1. Did I mention his quarterback is neckbeard? It's like ESPN threw a touchdown prediction dart and it landed on Stokely. Totally random projection with no actual analysis. Thanks. I'll predict that via stupid neckbeard magic, Stokely catches 2 touchdown passes that were sure interceptions. Sure, why not? Go pick 'em up, kids. Locked for 20 points of silliness. Chris Johnson projected for 30. Top projection of the week. The 0-4 Titans are facing the 4-0 Colts. What do teams do when they're losing the entire time? Pass. What does Chris Johnson do? He runs. I would guess that he still does decent, maybe catch some passes, maybe even hawk himself an early TD before things get out of hand. But I'm talking more like an optimistic 12 points than a dominating, week-winning 30 points. But I bet Zach wants those 30 points, doesn't he? Don't you want it, Zach? Well, don't you want it?
Don't you want your balloon first, Miss Denborough? Don't you want it? 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 Don't you want it?
Don't you want it? Don't you want it?